Hello everyone, a very good evening. I hope you all are there. Am I audible? So many yes. Thank you so very much for this acknowledgement. Just a second. All right. So how are you all? I hope you all are doing great, enjoying weather from different states, places with new learnings. Yes. All right. So yes. Okay. So Dhruv is enjoying. Yeah. That's great to hear. So, how was your last sessions? Did you all practice what I taught you, what I asked you to do, all the activities? That's nice. That's really, really nice. I have been I have received few introductions over the mail, which you have submitted in the last week. I'm trying to evaluate each of them, right, and try to figure them, compile them in one sheet, and would share the feedback as soon as possible. But yes, I have received few. The feedback that I would like to give many of you is the script that you sent me on the document on, you know, on the email ID that I shared with you with the mentor buddy feedback one. So, maximum students, they were like starting their introduction with myself, right? So one input I would like to share with you is whenever you talk about your introduction, right, and whenever you talk about yourself in front of any XYZ person, you never start with myself, right? You will always start with I. Hi, I am so and so, all right, and or maybe I am the person called Shweta in front of you. I would like to introduce myself. Then so on the story is. Again, I told you not to talk about the third person in your family, right? Maybe for your mother, father, or your brother, sister, siblings. Unnecessarily, in case it is asked, then you can share. Then also, I have asked you to not mention your hobbies in your introduction when others have done that. Listening to music, playing chess, cricket, dancing, cooking, right? This is something that shouldn't be there, a part of your introduction, right? I have also asked you to not share your weaknesses, which was there again in the introduction. You are not going to share your weaknesses in one go, right? It shouldn't be there. What was missing was what you are as a person. What are the skill set that you know, take forward? What are your expertise, and how are you a resource to for me in the company? So these informations were missing, but however, there were few people those who really wrote well. I don't know how about you represented in front of the recruiter, but you wrote it very well. All the relevant informations were there, right? So those who have done these mistakes, kindly uh, you know make a fresh one. And if possible, what you all can do is you can record yourself for about 30 seconds to 1 minute. A short introduction of yours can make a video and share it with me, right? So once you share, I would also have an idea that how do you really present yourself, or it could be one of the activities that we can perform today as well, right? So that ways. But on and all, I'm really happy to see your efforts, your your patience and your enthusiasm towards learning, which was really really great. And if you really start thinking about something that you have to achieve, there is nothing that can stop you. So congratulations everyone for this, and thank you so much for sharing your valuable time in submitting your activities. Whereas I have not received it for everybody. There are so many other participants, those who are still left to share their assignments or homework, whatever you want to call it as, or your practice sheet. So I would be waiting for them to share all these things in their upcoming session, so that their evaluation can be done, you know their journey can be evaluated, and also I can give you the relevant feedback. So fair enough, ma'am. When comes to education, first we write present studies or past studies. When you talk about education, you start with chronological order. So chronological order means first your recent education. For example, you are in BTech. Just for an example, I don't know. So you will write first BTech, from which university or college you are pursuing it, or maybe if you want to highlight it through your stream also, so you can mention that as well: computer science, mechanical, electronics, or so on. And then what was the year, right? Maybe you joined in 2021, then 22, 23, whatsoever it is, right? And then comes your percentile. If you think your percentile is fair enough to mention in the resume, that's okay. If not, then you can. Ma'am, is it necessary to mention all level of education? Yes, it is important to mention all level of education that you have taken so far. If any training that you have taken, any diploma you have taken, be it you have been a part of school, then you start like that, right? First your recent education, then your 12th, then your 10th standard. You will not go again with first, second, third class, fourth grade, fifth grade. No, only intermediate, higher education, and then your graduation, then your masters. So that's how it flows in your resume. So did I answer your question, Mahesh? All right. Right. Okay. So yes, madam is not available. Who is not available? Ma'am, in self introduction. I am available. Whom are you looking for? Okay, video of mine. Ma'am, in self introduction, is it necessary to mention them? No. See, I don't suggest people to mention it, but what you can refer to is that when you are talking about your introduction, that I am a science graduate, or maybe I am a computer science student. You need not to talk. You are a ma'am. I am not present in the first two lectures due to college final exams. How can I get the recording? It's already available with the management. I'm sure you will be soon receiving them, or they must have uploaded somewhere, so that you can really go and check. Only audio is available. Yes, Ravni, only audio will be visible, will be audible, right? So, yeah, so we are not doing any video sessions here, right? My audio is not clear. Is it for everybody or for some of you? Am I audible properly to everyone? All right. So, Vignesh, you need to check uh, your connection then. Okay. And what else is your question? Okay. Only audio is visible. It's clear. No. Okay. Fields that are included in instructions are name, place, education, family, strength. No. The thing that you're gonna share is your name. If the name is already covered referred by the recruiter in your introduction, then there is no need of talking again. He just want to understand how good listener you are. If he has already introduced you, okay, hi Mayuri, can you please introduce yourself? And then Mayuri starts, hi sir, I am Mayuri. So that shows your lack of listening skills. He has already discussed your name. That means he is already familiar with your name. So again mentioning it will never help you, or it will not really harm you, but doesn't sounds good, right? So then you can start with your education. Where do you reside? And then what is your how you have been a good in technicals? What is your strength areas there? If you have achieved something really great in your life, you can mention in the introduction. Maybe you have awarded by some national or international activities, you can mention it proudly. Or maybe you have been a part of any technical or maybe where you have been recognized at national international level. That is also something that you can share, right? A little background new noise, I don't know why. Just a second, I let you. Is it still there? The voice is still at the noise. I think I it's clear now. Yes, no, maybe. All right. So, in the last sessions, ma'am, please explain how to prepare a perfect resume. So, you have to have some patience, Ravani, because our sessions has just begun, right? So, we will go step by step, right? And I would discuss each and everything with you. Let me share the curriculum that we are going through, right? So, let just a second, I will share it. So, it will give you a briefer idea what are the topics that we are going to cover. So we'll be covering effective communication skills, we have already covered. Pronunciation and practice, we have already covered. We will be covering presentation skills in today's and tomorrow's class. We have email writings. We have LinkedIn and social media handling, how you can search the job on Naukri and LinkedIn. So this is one of the uh, you know uh, topics, or you can say yeah, I'll be taking forward. Then how to write your resume, then how to write your cover letters, resume evaluations and feedbacks. You will have a class of video resume, how to present your video resume, that is also there. uh, I'm just reading it out, I'm not showing any screen right now, right? I will also then at the last, when we will be covering all these topics, and then we will be talking about interview skills, and also I will conduct your mock interviews, right? So those who are joining us, they should join us from the beginning without any missing classing classes. Why? Because anything that you miss, right, will impact your next class. That's how the flow would be, right? So first let's have the confidence to speak, then we will reach to resume writing, then we will reach to LinkedIn handling, social media, how to search job, how to be effective applicant. So everything will be covering in these particular sessions. And also in the mid of it, I will also give you the highlights of basic grammar, which will help you in your writing skills, maybe in terms of essay writing, email writing, also to crack your uh, your verbal ability also. I'll give you those hints as well, right? So this is what I would be covering through. So all clear? Any doubts so far? All right, so let's start. Just let me know once you can see my screen. Can you all see that now? Great. Now, the today's session would be effective presentation skills. I am sure you must have been hearing this word called presentation throughout your academic life. Maybe even if you are in schools, maybe in your college, or even you are a graduate, right? You have been listening to this word presentation, make one presentation. Now, can anyone tell me that what is the use of your faculties keeping you chasing for delivering a presentation? What are the advantages and what is presentation? So I'm giving you 2 seconds, or let's say 20 seconds, to understand and tell me, first of all, what do you understand from presentation skills? Why is it important? And third, uh, how do you do it and how it helps you, right? So you have all 20 to 30 seconds to answer this question. Let's see. Right? So I have multiple answers now here. Let's read them one by one. Oh, I'm really happy to see such an active audience out here. Okay, now let's read them one by one. Okay, where is it? Starts. So to represent our ideas to other, that's great. To avoid fear of expressions in public, yes, it is one of the answers. You're right. Expressing opinions, yes. To present our data in proper manner, which can be understood easily. Okay, all right. Presentation gives us confidence, not confident, confidence to communicate in front of people. Presentation should be done by explaining anything related to subject. Presentation skills helps us to for self confidence again. Okay. To tell the progress of report or work builds one's confidence, presence, Okay, helps in understanding systematically and easy in manner to exhibit our creativity and the understanding of the topic. Presentations means we can put our ideas, okay. From presentation skills we shall, okay, improve speaking skills, making understand shorter period. Yes, yes, helps us to good pleasing manner. Okay, it good pleasing manner. It creates a good impression. Yes. Hmm. Less time and shortly explanation. Presentation is important. Okay. Wonderful. So most of you gave the right answers, that you have the basic idea of why presentations are done. So first of all, presentation skills actually help you to present your information officially impactful, right? So you're impactfully, you can create your presence in your official place or in your office place, right? Now, this presentation is mostly considered, unless I would have a PPT, I would not be able to present myself. So that's really, really wrong. You can have presentation not only showing the PPT, but also if you are carrying a data with you, maybe on any chart sheet or maybe in the clip sheet, still you are presenting yourself. Even if you're explaining two liners in front of your officials, that is also a kind of presentation, right? Now what we are doing here is also a presentation, correct? Now tomorrow if you are working on a project, right, so I'll correct you, I'll connect you with the professional world out here, that how is it important for you to learn the presentation skills, what it is. Now, so what happens is, let's start. How is it important for you in college life? I hope all of you gave the right answer. In college life, how is it helping you? Because you get markings also at the end of the semesters. It helps you to get confidence. It helps you get the recognitions, and so on. Now, how is it important for you in your professional life? Let me discuss it here. So, first phase is when you will be facing the recruiter. The moment you sit there, your presentation starts there, right? So how a person is presenting his information in front of the recruiter is an art, right? Yes, yes, I will cover the tenses today, don't worry. As an art, right? Now he will ask you multiple questions, but how do you deal with those questions, and how, what is then how do you present them is an art which we have to learn. The more you are good in presenting your data, the more impactful your presence would be, and people would love to listen you. If now here 303 people are listening to me, that means somewhere or the other my voice, my confidence, my content is effective and impactful. Else nobody will spare their these valuable 1.5 hours to these sessions. Similarly, when you would be sitting there, the recruiter will decide whether I should invest my 30 or 40 minutes with this person or not, because ultimately the recruiter who is sitting there is chargeable, right? His even 1 minute which he will be offering you will have a cost. So everything is related to ROI. Do you all understand what is ROI? What is ROI? Can anyone explain me what is ROI? Return on investment. Correct. But we don't focus on ROI, we focus on ROTI. ROTI. So that is return on timely investment. So obviously the recruiter, he will see what is the ROI of investing this time and energy on this person. So it depends how well you are presenting your thoughts. So in communication skills and pronunciation, we learn how to have effective communication. Right now my communication has improved, my pronunciation has improved. Now we have to work on how to present yourself in the professional world. That will be amalgamation of your body language and the content you are sharing, right? So these presentation would need certain steps I will be discussing out here. Now these are the three phases of presentation. One is introduction, second is unveiling, and third is the wrap up. So that's how you organize your presentation. In first stage you will have the introduction. We will not jump straight to the topic and start talking to the main point. First we always talk about the content, or you will talk about the introduction. Why are you going to initiate this? What is the importance? Have you noticed we never start the class showing you the PPTs and read them and go? Do I do that? Do I do that? Do I show you the PPT in first, keep reading them, and I'll ask you to just tell me if you have any doubt? Because here I am not taking any lectures where you will be evaluated or I ask you to mug up and you will be working fine. I tell you each and every aspect, connecting you with the mentality and the requirement of the recruiter. Ultimately that's the reason we all are here, right? So that's the reason I make my presentation so detailed, to tell you what are the do's and don'ts and importance of any time that you will be spending out there. So in introduction you will be explaining what are you going to cover in this particular session or in this particular time. ROIT stands for return on timely investments. ROI is done. Okay, so you got a job maybe in 2-3 years, so that is ROI, return on investment. You invested your time and money. Now what is the return on it? But we don't follow and we don't focus on ROI, we focus on ROTI, which is return on timely investment, right? Otherwise it will keep on adding the interest, right? So introduction will be whenever you will be presenting yourself. Also when you will be a part of any office, any team, any company. So your job is not only to get the job and be a part of that particular company to get the salary at on every 31st first or whatsoever is their cycle. You also have to grow yourself, you have to upskill yourself, right? Then how do you grow there is with your multiple skills that is required out there. Can you tell me what are the skills required to sustain in any company? Maybe any wild guesses? Communication, presentation, behavior, communication skills, leadership quality. What if innovative, creative, performance, adaptability, problem solving, teamwork, good performance? And what if I tell you that you need all these skill set areas? You need to be effective leader, you need to be good creator, you need to be creative, you need to be having the nice performance, adaptive in nature, you must be team leader, you must have good productivity, performance, adaptive. Every adjective that you have shared out here is necessary for you to sustain in that job. Your knowledge doesn't work for you. Why? Now let's say you are excellent in coding, and you do a better job, but you are not good in explaining what you have done. So your manager will hire a second person who will give presentation on behalf. Now you have worked so hard, but nevertheless the person who has presented will get the entire credit. So I hope that will not be feasible and would be liked by any person, right? So you all must have those skills in you that you are nowhere lacking to somebody else, right? Unveiling, what do you understand from the term called the unveiling? What is unveiling? What is unveiling? Describing, opening any conversation. Yes, exactly. Expanding the information. Yes, Jigar, absolutely right. So once you introduce that these are the highlights points you are going to discuss in the presentation, then you talk about them one by one, right? So the audience is not clueless that what are you going to cover. So so once you introduce that these are the agendas of the meeting, these are the agendas we have, that's the reason we are here, and then you talk about them one by one, you unveil them one by one, right? After you have talked about everything, then you talk about the wrap up. So wrap up is when you conclude your points what you were trying to discuss or you have discussed, so that even if some people, those who have not heard you properly, they get the gist of your presentation at the last. So that's the importance of the wrap up. Even the audience gets to understand this thing that whatever has been discussed has a conclusion, and this is the gist of this particular presentation. Now these are the stage one, stage one steps. Read them. I'm just giving you 5 seconds for this. Just read it before I explain it. My voice is breaking still. Is my voice breaking for everyone or for some only? Okay, okay. Now, many of the presentation fails. Why? Now you will give me the answer. Why most of you, when you start presenting yourself, when you start giving your presentation, why does it not, why does it not work? Or maybe you feel that, yes, it was not up to the mark, or maybe my performance was not really great. What could be the reasons? You can't please anyone, Jigger, that ways. We are not to please any of the audience there. If you have, right, I'll give you answer for this. Because of our confidence, body language, audience attention, because of its durations, did not prepare. Okay, lack of words, nervousness, gathering audience attentions, not proper planning, lack of preparations, and so on. Fear of stage, lack of confidence. Okay, Okay, if I need to ask Jigar, what is your favorite hobby? What is your favorite hobby? Chess. Now, if I ask you, can you prepare one presentation on chess, that how to play chess? What are the rules? What are the, you know, some tricks involved to play chess for beginners? How confident will you be to explain to a knave player, or a knave player? How confident you will be? Yes, Jigar. How confident will you be? I might think the PPT would not be enough to explain properly. I'm not talking about PPT. I'm just asking you, if somebody asks you to explain chess rules and some quick tips for be effective, player, might not be confident. Okay, you still not be confident. But I will give you one example out here is, if you're if you have command on any particular skills, right? For example, I'm a trainer for about 10 years now. Now, yes, initially I was really not really that confident, but now if you ask me to give a presentation, even if there is a crowd of thousands, 500, I would not even get nervous for a second, because now I have excelled on this and I have got my command over this. Similarly, if I ask you to explain your, maybe if I ask you to teach somebody, okay, you teach them a table of 2 to 10, right? So I hope you will find it easy. Why? Because now you have your perfection into it. Similarly, why your presentation fails is because, first, it is not planned properly. Second, it is not practiced properly. Third, it is because of two reasons: that you did not plan it proper, and you did not present you did not uh, practice properly. So it will result into not effective presentation, right? What we do is, we keep ourselves so busy in designing the presentation, giving them the sliders, giving them the, maybe the different looks, different timers or different shades, different stylings. We deviate ourselves from the main point, which is to present and prepare. And that happens in planning phase. Should I spend more time in making the presentation, or should I invest my time in preparation? My audience would not mind if my presentation would be simple, but they will really mind if my presentation, what I am presenting, is impactful. Why people would invest some 1.5 hours in their from their valuable time, only if they are getting valuable content. If they are not getting any valuable content, they will not be a part of your presentation next time onwards. So the gist here is, your simple PPT can be simple, but your content should always be enriched. Have you seen in any of my PPT I have added paragraphs? I asked you to write, I asked you to read. Could you see anywhere a script written on the PPT, and I read it all over and then explain you? No. Only we keep the bullet points, because PPT is made for your reference, but it is not the content. If you will paste all the content on your PPT, then why not to ask your audience start reading them from line 1, and if you have any doubt, please ask me, right? You can't do that. So the points are just kept so that you are understood that you have covered all the points for your reference, even for audience, that these are the points that you are going to discuss in this particular presentation. So first, whenever you get any topic or you get any opportunity to present yourself, first have the proper planning. First have the proper planning. So planning includes knowing your audience. What do they want? Would you offer a Disprin to a person who has a stomach ache? Would you ever offer? You would not. Yes. So similarly, you would never offer something irrelevant to your audience, which information they are not even seeking for. If today I start training you, maybe on drawing, or maybe on singing, so definitely you will feel, ma'am, why are you wasting our 1.5 hours? We all are professionals. We are not here to learn how to sing, how to draw. We are here to how to crack the interview, right? So that's the reason, whenever you're making any presentation, you should know your audience, what they want, and what is their background, right? For example, I know that my audience, they don't even understand English, and I give entire my lecture in English, so that is for no use. So knowing your audience also play a very, very important role. Then preparation could be in form of keeping the points in presentation, PPT, PowerPoint presentation. I hope you all know how to make PowerPoint presentation. Otherwise, in the end of this training, I will give 5 minutes of session on how to create one presentation. And then present. So these are few stages which are involved. Now see here, which I have already discussed, that in stage 2 there is a stage where the presenter has to share his or her wisdom, knowledge, and experience with the crowd. Describe bullet points and pointers. This is something we have already discussed. Now stage 3. This is a perfect time for any presenter to stress on the topic that he wants to make it clear. The right time for you to talk about the takeaways you want to listener to remember. Conclude the entire presentation, question answers round. Now, whenever you go present yourself, talk about the content that you'd like to share. Frame the, connect them to the real world, connect them to the live answers, or maybe some live situations, because people start connecting effectively if you try to hold them, try to connect them with the real time examples. So they understand better, they perform better, and they remember better, right? So that's a quality of a effective speaker, who can make an impactful image on their audience. Conclude the entire presentation and have a question answers round and queries. Now this is very important for a presenter to right to understand this thing, that whenever you end any presentation, right, you always should have a Q&A session. And you can only have a Q&A session when you have the proper knowledge of what you are sharing. Many students what I have seen out here, in my journey, is people, even the big, the shots and the experienced presenters, they will what they will do is, they will ask questions, they will not ask questions. The reason being, they would not be able to answer. And many presenters, they don't do it, but this is not a good habit. If you are presenting somewhere, you should also allow to your audience to come with their queries, wherein you can give them the better solutions. Clear, everyone? Clear, everyone? Now, effective presentation skills are important because they keep a presentation interesting, keep the presenter communicate with confidence and motivation to motivate the audience to listen. Some essential presentation skills. Now, some I would like to highlight some points out here is when you perform, when you present your presentation, it's very important for you being a guest, being a presenter, reach before your audience. Now, can someone tell me why is it a good idea to reach before your audience to the presented in the presentation room? Why? I'm giving you 30 seconds to answer this question. Okay, great. How to address the audience, how to get the comfortable before, yes, practice and rehearse so that we can yes, yes, absolutely. Very good, very well done. Wonderful. Now, this becomes very important. Uh, this becomes very, very important when you are reaching first, then your audience is. You actually go and become comfortable with that particular place. Just 10 seconds for the water break. Thank you so much. Now, so what happens then is you become comfortable with that place and you will feel less confident. You can arrange all your equipments out there. You can check your PPT if it is working fine with that particular windows or not, because I have seen 100 times people make PPTs on different windows, and when they start and they try to display it from some other window that doesn't support, and then there happens you unnecessarily create yourself a panic situation which everybody doesn't like, right? And that's a result, you feel less confident. So it's very important you reach first, check all the equipments, check your device whether it is properly connected, your mic is working fine, your display is working fine, and then you can hold the first screen and then you can wait for the audience to come and join, right? And that's the perfect way of presenting your presentation. Now, for example, if you really want to start, you just see that your audience is coming and you start looking their eyes, definitely will get nervous. So here I would like to give you one trick, and is initially do not look into their eyes, always see the walls around. People in the dark would always assume you are looking at them, but you are not looking at them, you are looking to the walls out there. Obviously you're not looking to the rooftop, right? So that's a separate story altogether. You can see the walls or their heads. That can help you to have the better interaction with the audience, and it takes only 5 to 10 minutes, or let's say 5 minutes, to get settled and to get familiar with place, and your nervousness also comes down. After 2 or 3 minutes of conversation, you start believing and you start getting comfortable, getting confident, and that's how your presentation will be very, very, very effective. And if you could rehearse before that at least 2 to 4 times, it would be easier for you to represent your thoughts, ideas really confidently. right? Also, I never promote my students to make any fancy presentation in terms of creating flowers over there, some jazzy look, some vibrant colors. No matter your presentation is blank, is very white background, or you can use some good colors. Only your content should be effective. That's very much important. Correct? Any doubt here? Any doubt so far? No? Great. Just a second. Now this is we have covered. This is also something that I have already discussed with you. Now these points are very, very much important. Speak comfortably and clearly. Check the spelling and grammar. Take proper pauses. Don't rush to complete. I have seen many people, many students, what they do is they check, what they do is when they start speaking, they do not take any full stop, comma, just they want to complete as soon as possible. They rush like it's a last day of presentation, and never ever in their life they want to repeat it again. Now this is something which happens when you clearly want to get out of that place as soon as possible. So when you hold your presentation, you use proper full stops, comma, punctuations that not only give a proper meaning to your presentation but also give you a comfort and some time to remember your words. Because when your brain takes pauses, it gives you more signal to remember what you wanted to share. If you be in hurry and you will not miss the bus, you don't want to miss the bus, in that condition you tend to make many mistakes, right? Also, we will also cross check that whether we have made the presentation is grammatically and spelling free, right? So these are few things that we are going to share. Also, I am sure there are so many students out here, they will agree to me. They are very much into fumble. They fumble a lot when they start speaking, right? Or maybe they use a lot of fillers, right? So what happens is when you present yourself and you are confident, you are enriched with knowledge, these kind of issues will never come up that you have to use fillers and you fumble. You will never fumble. Now these are the tips for online presentations. If you have to present, you can simplify your slides. Keep them short, keep them simple, but keep them effective, right? These are some technical presentations that you need to do. Like for example, whenever you save your presentation, save it in PDF format, which is accessible to each and every system. So to avoid any last time hassle, you can use the PDF versions, right? If you're opening them live, so you should see that you are using a reliable internet connection. You should have a backup laptop or a tablet for your presentation if you're presenting at a huge level. Today my words would be sounding like, ma'am, do you really think that we have to present your ourselves nationally or internationally or at this big place? Yes, after 2 years, 3 years, you will notice my words that you are presenting in front of 40, 50 people, or maybe in front of 100 people. So you have to be ready for this, because at that time you cannot afford to have a recovery mode. You can have a emergency backup plan for yourself ready, right? Now this is something which is not for you, right? Now, this is how your apparel should be. Do not go in presentation, room, maybe in your casual shoes, shirts, trousers, or t-shirts. That ways, you should always have a professional outlook that you're going to present. So I'm sure now you are the better person how to do that, how what to wear. No too shiny, shimmery clothes, too vibrant colors. Should be subtle. Light up your face. I'm sure everybody likes to see a happy face rather than a happy laptop that way. So you have your, if you're not a camera person, don't hide yourself, just face your audience, just smile, feel confident, and your presentation would go really, really, really well, right? Also, you should make it very clear that whenever you are presenting, you are audible and only you are audible, right? In your presentation you should always this is something not for you. So these are few points that you all will be taking care of while presenting your presentation. So is it clear to everyone? Achha, third point you want to see, this one, how to engage the audience before the starting to the delivery to the content. You don't have to engage your audience that ways. You can just ask them that we are starting in next 5 minutes. Thank you for your patience. You right. I hope you all have a great day. Or maybe if you there is an anchor, he will or she will do a better job. Right. So that's the reason. All right. Now let's. Shall we move to now the tenses? Do I have any doubt? Do I have any question here? Ma'am, where would this PPT or study material will be shared? I'm really clueless, Anubhav. I think management will give you the better answer whether they upload it, where do they do it. Stage 2. Stage 2. Here you are. All right. Fair enough. So shall we move to tenses 1? All right. Do I have any doubt? If you have any doubt, please let me know. Okay, I'll show you. Here you go. All right. Right. So I hope it's clear now. Any doubt related to presentation? All right. Now let's come back to the tenses that you were looking forward for. So I'll continue here only. Now we have covered tenses in the simple one, right? So here I'll talk about present tense. and here I will be talking about present continuous, then perfect, then comes your perfect continuous, right? Now, continuous means something which is going on. Present continuous means something that has started and is still going on. For example, yes, it's present simple. We have already discussed in the last class. So that's the reason I am continuing with continuation today. So when I say in continuation, that means something that goes on. So that includes my subject plus is am, are plus ing. So this shows my continuation and any sentence that is in continuation, right? So subject is mr plus ing. So this is my continuation, something that is going on. We are studying, he is studying. So is used with your singulars, sorry, with third person. M is used with I and R is used for with plurals. So she is sitting, he is going, I am training, you are listening. So these are the continuation which when the activity goes on. So this is a very simple uh, tense when I use continuous. So continuous is something which is very, very, very simple. That is to understand. Correct. Now, why is it important? Tenses, they are important not only to help you in your communication, spoken English, your written English, your email writing, your essay writing. So it these tenses will, or maybe if you are preparing for IELTS, so for every aspect you must for, or maybe to have effective communication or spoken English command, you should know first tenses. So people suggested me and requested me to take few topics of basic grammar, not detailed grammar, basic grammar. That's the reason we are doing it here. I hope I made my point clear, Dhruv. Okay. Subject plus has and have. Now many people, they get confused where to use has and where to use have. Many students, ma'am, we don't get really understand that where to use has and where to use have. We think it's same, and that's the reason maximum time you spell out or you cover wrong tenses. Now has is used with she, he, third person singular, it, right, or maybe with the names. Have is used with I, have is used with I and plurals. Okay. Yes, you, we, they. Plurals are like you, we, they are the plurals only. They are the plurals. So with that, you use have. For example, if I say and with third form of the verb. Now first understand that why these sentences are being there. We use we use present perfect. We use present perfect for We use present perfect for the sentences which has already been completed but has some or the other relevance in the present. For example, if I say she has done her work. Now you will say, ma'am, because this has shows this is of present perfect, but you are saying she has already done her work, then how is it related to present tense? In according to rule, present perfect tenses are those tenses which are completed actions, but they have some or the other relevances in the present. So such kind of sentences you write in present perfect tense. So has is used with he, she, it, or names, and for have we use it with I and plurals, which is you, we, and they. Correct? Now present continuation. Now present perfect continuous. Now when do you use this present perfect continuous? You use this present perfect continuous with something that started in the past and still going on. For example, I started training you at 7:30 and still I am training you. So that means this activity started in the past and still going on. So such kind of actions are called perfect continuous. And how do you do it? Subject plus your has been, because it's a perfect, have been plus ing with base verb using the concept of since or for. So this is the perfect one for this. Now I'll give you one example out here that how do you construct this sentence. You construct this sentence, I have been training since morning. I have been training since morning. I have been living there for 5 years, right? So now how will I differentiate here is that means I started this training in the morning and I'm still doing it. I'm still a part of this training, right? So that's how you make this example whenever you want to, like she has been doing gardening since morning. Now when do I use since and for? Anybody would like to tell me when do I use since and for? Anyone can tell me? Okay. Okay. Hmm. Now for specific time we use since. For example, you must have gone to many restaurants where they write since 1912, since 1972. So that means a specific time year when you are mentioning. So when I say since morning means this is a specific time that I'm talking about this. Now if I say Akash, I have been, where were you? I have been looking for you, I've been looking you for 2 hours. Now you will say, Akash would say, ma'am, why are you using for here when you are using a specific time 2 hours? Then why did you use for but not since? Akash can have this question. He can feel free to ask any question, right? Then I'll answer Akash. Akash, because I specified, I have been looking you for 4 or 2 hours. I did not specify that when did I start searching him. Those 2 hours can be any specified to unspecified 2 hours, right? So that was not a point of time. When you talk about point of time, then you use since. When you talk about an interval of time, at that or a period of time, you use for. Clear, everyone? Any doubt? Any doubt? Great. Now let me cover here past. All right. So now past also has the same. It has past simple, it has past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. Now, how do we do it? Now, past simple is just completed acts, actions. For example, she slept, she ate. So, simple subject, simple sentences which has just completed. So, for just completed actions, you will write your past simple. Right? For example, she left. She left for the school. She reached hotel. I slept. Right? So that's how you will make those sentences. My background is disturbing. How my background could disturb? It's a silent area. Is it now right? Fine. I think my mic was would be acting up. Now continuous. Now continuous means something that was going on in the past. Subject plus was, were plus ing. I'll explain with the sentences. Don't worry. Then perfect with subject plus had plus rest of your sentence. Then here had been plus your rest of your sentence. Now, how do you construct a sentence in past continuous? So past continuation means when do I write sentences in past continuation? When something was happening in the past. For example, if I ask, Anubhav, right, where were you? Your phone was ringing. You did not pick the call. So what will he reply? Because I'm asking in the context of past. I'm asking where was he, right? So he will revert, I was taking a call, or I was busy in some important meeting. That is the reason I was not able to attend your call. Now, that's these sentences, when I say was, I would be using with I, he, she, or it. So for singulars, I will use was. For plurals, I will use were. Any doubt till here? Any doubt? If you will remember these concepts, there will be nothing that will go on wrong in terms of tenses. Now understand, this perfect is little bit difficult to understand. Now when do you use had? Had is universal. I, you, we, they, had. For everything you will use had. There is no other helping verbs for had. Now when do you use had? Any idea when do we use had? One action completed? No. When do we use had? Any idea? No. Who will be the star of the evening today? The work which had started in the past and also have finished in the past? No. It's a past tense of have, could be partially correct. Now had is used for past of past. If there is a sentence which says, right, if it says I had pizza today, that's a different story. I'll explain you this difference also. Thank you for confirming. Now first understand this had. This is a main verb and this is a helping verb, which I am explaining here is a helping verb. Now my subject is I here. If I say I had completed my I had completed my work before time. So that means when I want to specify any past of past event, a really past event, that time I take the help of had helping verb. For example, if I ask you why, where is where is Akash? So you will say, ma'am, Akash had left before I reached here. So when there are two sentences in the past, I repeat, when there are two sentences in the past, so the recent past would be made in past simple, and the past of past which has been a time or the first action that has happened will be completed in had. So what will you say? Ma'am, he had left before I reached here. So before that, what would have happened? He must have left for somewhere. So that's a recent reason I have used had out here. Is it clear to everyone? Should I repeat it once again? Yes, no, maybe. Understood, not understood? Once more, ma'am. Okay. Understand. I'll repeat. Now, had is always used for past of past, right? Now, for example, if I ask you, I'll repeat the same sentence. Try to understand. If I ask Akash, Akash, where is your friend Manish? So how Akash would answer is, Manish had left before I reached here. So that means when I was talking about past of past, the first event that would have happened will be Manish would have left that place. Then Akash came, so that's how he understood that Manish is not here. So he said that I was not here when he left. So the first event, if there are two activities which are involved in the past, two events which are involved in the past, so the past of past will be mentioned in had, and the recent past will be mentioned with simple past, which will be used using second form of verb. Understood? I'm sure the application of this you will understand when you start using it. Understood? Now, when do you use had been? So, had been is again a past of any activity which was there in the duration. I had been doing this for 5 years, but now I don't do it. So it's been time, it's been ages when I was doing it, but I don't do it right now. So when the action is completed in the past, started in the past, it's completed, but is showing any duration or an event or an interval. So at that particular time, you will be using the concept of had been. Clear, everyone? Clear, everyone? Great. So now tomorrow activity will be, I will be taking one presentation. Presentation would be, we will be doing one activity. So please all of you gear up. Come tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the morning, right? So all freshen up. Tomorrow we'll be conducting one activity, and from here on we will be starting your, recruitment preparation. So don't miss these classes, and do practice what I have been taught so that it remains in your head. Start practicing the questions. The more you practice, the more you learn and remember, right? Anything that is in your mind before I end this class, any doubt, please do ask me. Any question? Any question for me? Any question? Yes, Weber, you want to say something? No doubt. All right, that's great. Okay, you can introduce yourself by giving all the informative details about you with confidence, with smile. That's how you can introduce yourself. Giving your name, then everything, your stream, then your projects, your technical strength. That's how you introduce yourself. Okay, I will ask Praveen, the management, to provide you the links. How to build vocabulary? Vocabulary is always built by reading good newspapers or maybe good books, and utilize them in your daily conversations. Use the technique of using how to use root words, how to use suffix, prefix, and how to generate words from root words. That's how you build vocabulary, and how that's how you remember words, and start connecting them with the real world. Is it necessary to introduce yourself at a random presentation? Any person who will be meeting you for the very first time, 100% will be seeking your introduction. That's happened, right? Even if you meet a very special friend of yours, every time you have to give introduction, no? So that's the importance of giving introduction. So yes, it's very important to introduce yourself even if you go to a random presentation. Okay, I'll ask Akash. I will really convey your message, right? Any other question for me for today? I hope this session was also equally important for you. You learned something new. If yes, then please drop a message that you enjoyed this session today. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. I hope you all remain, and connected with these classes till the end. I am sure if you can take at least 50% from this class, you will be at a better and your dream places for sure. All right. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekends. Let's meet tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the morning, right? With the activity. Don't miss it out. We will have lots of fun there. All right. Thank you so much and have a nice, I cannot say a day ahead. Yes, have a good night. Enjoy and sleep well. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.